Today we're going to be playing an ABZAN Blink list. Now today's deck was inspired by one of our Discord community members, Waffle, and Waffle suggested that we try out the Teleportation Circle with the Dusk Mangler, being that the Dusk Mangler has some really wild ETB effects, and then the circle then bounces our creatures, every single turn. This actually proved to be a very powerful top end and a great win con to today's deck. The rest of the deck is very synergistic with the Teleportation Circle being able to bounce things. We have some great ETB effects like Professor of Symbology, Topiary Stomper, as well as the Seeker's Chariot. Now these things are things you've probably seen before with the Teleportation Circle, but something you may not have seen before is the Circuit Mender. Now this card has an interesting text on it saying that when it enters the battlefield, it gains 2 life, but when it leaves the battlefield, we draw a card. Key word there is leaves the battlefield. So even if you're exiling it with the Teleportation Circle, you're getting that card draw, and then when it enters, you're getting the life gain as well. There's a really interesting, powerful loop there that's just going to generate a ton of value for your deck. Today's deck was a lot of fun. It actually outperformed itself. I think you're going to enjoy it. But if you guys want a full deck breakdown on how we built this deck and the synergies involved in that, stick around to the end of the video for that. And in the meantime, there's going to be a link in the description below for the full deck list. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button as well as the subscribe button, they both go a very long way. And with that being said, guys, enjoy today's gameplay footage. We'll see you at the end. Peace. Be sure to check out the new Swayze shop that just went live. Get yourself a really cool community-inspired t-shirt, all while helping support the channel. Links to the shop will be down below in the description. And with that being said, enjoy the games. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another heater of a list. This one is going to be an ABZAN build. I don't know why I can't seem to stay away from Mardu and ABZAN lately. I do know why Mardu, because Mardu is my favorite, but it seems like we've been playing ABZAN a lot. But this one just makes a lot of sense. We're trying to play Teleportation Circle. We're trying to play Dusk Mangler. We're trying to do a lot of stuff like that. So it just made a lot of sense in this deck today. And we have Circuit Mender in the deck, which I'm really excited to try with the Teleportation Circle because we haven't actually had the chance to try it yet. I've only played one game with this deck and I haven't got that combo off, but that should be pretty sweet. Glorious Protector is nice off the top. It does a really good job of obviously protecting. What do we do here? I gotta imagine we're gonna hit our land drop, but let's just in case, let's go and grab this. But I have a feeling we're gonna hit our, our 4th land drop, which will then ensure the Teleportation Circle, and from there, we'll be fine. It's not looking like it, but we'll see. Opponent looks like they're on mono green. You gotta imagine that this is gonna be a mono green type of a build here. So. Them not playing anything on turn 2, pretty good for us, but that does mean we should see like an old girl troll here on the 3rd turn. They're looking to maybe remove something here, but the only way green removes anything is typically with fight spells, so gotta imagine. All right, it's a Jewel Thief. So they're ramping up here to something big. Let's go with this. We didn't find our land drop, which is super annoying, to be honest, but all good. We'll grab a black source here, and then we'll look to do the Gala Greeters, which is nice because once we start bouncing some stuff, the Gala Greeters will grow a little bit bigger. No attacks. Gonna have to take a shot here from the Jewel Thief. Just pretty annoying, unfortunately, that we had to go this route. Probably should have went with the white source there for the Protector. I didn't think that one through, but it's all good. I was thinking Meat Hook Massacre is going to be one of the more important cards for us, so it's kind of why I went that route. If they kill the Mender, I'm going to be pretty upset because I need it for the bouncing mechanics. They kill Gala Greeters, we lose our life mechanic of gaining 2 life every turn, but the Mender is going to gain us that life anyways, so it's not a big deal. You got to imagine they have to have the Blizzard Brawl, right? Like, I would assume. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power. All right. Well, we are about to hit the combo, which is going to feel nice. I'm going to skip my attack phase here, so might as well just play this now. End our turn, and we're going to bounce the Circuit Mender, and here comes the infinite life gain, which is really, really nice, and we get to draw a card. So there's going to be this infinite loop of card draw and life gain happening every single turn. And then we have the Glorious Protector, starting next turn, so that should be pretty fun. No blocks. Hopefully we can get there, you know, playing the symbology next as well. Then we can get the, you know... oh, okay, we got a green source anyways. Never mind. The closer we get to the Titan of Industry, the better. Still need to go get a white source, so we'll do that. And then we'll foretell the Glorious Protector. I think that's a fine play. Again, no attacks, just gonna bounce the Circuit Mender. Feeling really good about this, you know, just repetitive life gain, repetitive card draw. This is just gonna go infinite for us, which is so good. And then once we get the Titan in here, we can blow up the Asika's Chariot. We can bounce it every turn to gain 5 more life. We can keep creating 4/4s. That's when things get really good for us. All right, well, the Asika's Chariot is annoying. So I'll probably do this. All right, safekeeping. I should have imagined they had something like that, because it was kind of a weird attack there that they would just send that in, knowing we had that. All right, let's get this down, and then obviously Titan of Industry, go do your thing. Is this instant speed? It's sorcery speed. Okay. So we can gain the 5 life. We don't have to worry about them doing anything shady here. We'll just gain the 5 life this turn, and then we'll bounce it at the end step, and maybe we'll invest in a shield counter then. But for right now, feeling okay. No attacks. Teleportation circle. The Titan, obviously, we get the 4/4 body and the shield counter this time. And the shield counter, just as a little added benefit of maybe our opponent running into like a Devouring Tendrils or another Tameo safekeeping. We got to make sure Titan can survive at least a good block here, and then we can keep bouncing it. So it's kind of inevitable here, unless they can deal with the teleportation circle, that we outvalue them in the late game. So, and now we have the Protector too, which is so beyond busted. Titan, 4/4, both get in. Both get in. Not worried at all about the Titan because of the shield counter. They still try to absorb all the damage, which seems odd, unless they think they can trade with it, but they can't. The Stomper's a fine play. Stomper's a good play. We'll go grab another green and then circle this. And might as well gain another 5 life here, and then another shield counter seems fine. I don't really need the Rhino token. We're ahead on the board as it is with what we have, so no need to get the Rhino anymore. Feeling pretty good about the 7/7 doing its thing and having a shield counter at all times. Let's just gain some life, get back to 23, feeling good, and then I mean, we bounce any one of these 3 things here, and we're looking really good. Plus, like I said, the Glorious Protector here, which is so beyond good, because we can actually flash it in, take all of our creatures off the board, blink it with the circle, and then get everything back again. That is something we can do. All right, another Glorious Protector. Interesting. Let's send our 7/7 in, crashing the boards here. They're thinking about how they want to do this. Looks like they're gonna take it though. They take the 7, and yeah, we'll just end our turn. And I think, yeah, let's bounce it again. Let's blink the old Titan again, because we need to kill the Asika's Chariot, which is bugging me, and then shield counter. The old shield counter. They could easily be running Titan of Industry themselves, which, you know, could be a bit annoying as well, but We're chilling right now. We are straight chilling. Now imagine if this was some sort of control deck, like sweepers would obviously be kind of scary, but because we have the protector, it's not scary at all. Wouldn't mind finding a meat hook massacre though, just to kind of clean up all these 2/2s here. All right, some more circuit menders is cool, but not what we really want. But we will start bouncing, I think, the circuit mender over the Titan of Industry, maybe, just to find some more tools. I don't know. We have a lot of options here. I mean, the options are literally endless right now. Bouncing the Titan sounds like a cool idea, but it still has a shield token. So I think what I'm going to do is just bounce a circuit mender here. Gain some life, draw a card. I think I just want some card advantage. We get an elite spellbinder. Doesn't really help that much, but it does go over the top. We need to close out some damage here. They need to start thinking about defending, which is why I kind of went with the circuit mender play, because Titan doesn't necessarily need a block here. If they swing in, they're going to lose the game, so wouldn't be very wise on their part. I may want to just play these out and go over the top to try to close. I don't know. Again, I mean, we could just play so safe here and just not do anything. I mean, we're just sitting here chilling right now, which is nice. I'll take the 4. Sure, it's one less blocker we have to worry about. No blocks. No blocks. We can literally do anything, which makes the play lines kind of tricky because you got so many options. But I think I want to go with the 2 glorious protectors over the top. We swing in with the 7. Okay, block. Yeah, it's not lethal. So, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to wait. It's not lethal. Let's not worry about it. Okay, that's kind of nice. Let's see what they do with the Titan here. I do wonder how the mechanic of them blocking with more than, like, let's say 14 damage, like, is that should kill this, obviously, right? Because then it breaks the shield counters on the first 7 damage. The shield counter gets a little tricky. The attack all happens at one time though, so I don't believe it actually would kill the Titan. Yeah, it's not like a 2 attack phases, it's just the 1, so it actually would be fine. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kill both of those, obviously, and smash through a little bit of damage. Now we're looking at lethal if we get in with the glorious protectors. Also, if we drop the spellbinder too, that's a little bit more damage over the top as well. All right, and we end the turn. Bounce the mender. Look to get another card here. This is just crazy, to be honest. Absolutely crazy. And we have 6 damage in the air, unblockable currently, but our opponent could find something with reach. Ranger class, sure. Just a matter of time here. It's all this is. Just a little bit of a matter of time. They can't go level 3, and even if they did, they wouldn't have any mana. Okay, so they can't any mana to actually play anything from the top of their deck. So just kind of a pump of mana gone for them. I got to imagine they are going to scoop. If they don't hear, they're going to scoop when they see the protector, I have a feeling. I know I have the foretold one, but we might as well use up all the mana we can here. All right, let's get it. Let's just go right over the top here, and opponent has no plays. They're tapped out. They do have this to untap 1, but looks like we close it out here pretty easily. Give them no opportunities here to make any blocks, do anything kind of weird. So GG's on that. Good, clean first game. We were pretty much in control, in the driver's seat that whole game, which felt really nice. I'm sure there were a lot of things I could have done differently there, but again, it's always good to have a lot of options, which is exactly what we had. So felt nice. GG. Very good first game, but if you guys are already, you know, typing away or commenting and letting me know all these different play lines I could have done differently, I understand. I'm aware. It was only the second time we played the deck. I'm sure I could have played a couple Glorious Protectors a lot sooner, gotten you know, the win a couple turns early. I'm well aware of this. We're just working out the kinks right now, playing the games, you know, learning as we go. It is what it is. So no need to let me know. I'm very aware. All right, initiate comes down. Nice. I was hoping we'd get a white source here. That's beautiful. And then this can go ahead and fetch us a treasure off of the Mender, which is great, but we don't necessarily need the treasure right away to ramp into anything in particular, but it will get us a second white source in case we want to hit the protector on them. We're going to have to keep the Gallic Readers alive because it will gain us life. So will the Mender. The life gain here is going to be so good. So good in this particular instance. No attacks. We have a 2/3 body now too, which blocks the bloodthirsty adversary very well. I like how I said I was going to get the treasure and then I didn't get the treasure. By the way, it's because of the matchup we're in. It completely changed my mind on that factor. All right, no blocks. We are hurting though pretty bad right now, so something to consider. Again though, I mean, all this life gain we're going to get from the Gallic Readers and Circuit Mender over time is pretty nice. And then we can actually get loose with the attacks here with the Circuit Mender, seeing we are going to be blinking it. Get a little loosey-goosey with it. You know what I mean? Getting the Duskmender out early seems pretty sweet, but the 2 life seems pretty sweet too. No, I want to get the Duskmender out early. I think the Duskmender is going to be so clutch. Another teleportation circle's interesting. Yeah, Raiju. This is just so much power on board right now. It's not even funny. This is so much power. All right, well. Six. I don't know. I think we block next turn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think we block next turn. Yikes. That's tragic. All right. We get another land here. We flash in, you know, the Glorious Protector, which is nice. We blink the Mender, also nice. Let's offer up, you know, their adversary to block, which they won't. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. We have the land. No reason to get a treasure here, so let's gain that extra life. Look to get the life gain. It's going to be very, very important here. And now we do have to make some blocks here as well. Have to make some blocks here. We also get to gain another 2 life because we are basically playing this on their turn, which does trigger the Gallic Readers one more time. The Mangler's nice and everything, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately, because it's going to be a little late on, you know, how many creatures they have here. They've got so many creatures, man. This is crazy. They're drawing very well, and we're not exactly drawing super great. I mean, a Meathook Massacre would have gone a long way in this match. All right, just gain 2 life. Decline. We're gonna need to make some blocks here. If the Mender can find us, you know. Six, 7. Okay, we take 7 here. Yeah. All right. It is what it is. We're left with 1 blocker. We get to draw a card. Meathook Massacre. Come on. Dusk Mangler is just not enough, unfortunately, man. Is there an answer here? Gallic Readers plus a Seeker's Chariot. That's 2 life. And then we blink the Seeker's Chariot. I mean, that should give us enough blockers, potentially. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's the move. I think that's the move. 2 life. 1/1 counter. And then blink the chariot. But then this just hits us for 3 guaranteed off the rip. Yeah, there's no way around it. We just lose here. We just lose here, man. Ugh, brutal. Brutal. I'm trying to think if I bounce that, I could bounce this again. Ugh, it's just not going to work out. Not going to work out for us, unfortunately. All right, well, it is what it is. We take the 3 damage just from the Thundering Raiju's attack. We had the blockers there to make it happen, I think, as far as protecting our life total from the attack itself. But the passive damage that the Raiju spits out is just too good. We just gotta hope they make a mistake on the attack here. That's it. Super unfortunate. We were very close to making a comeback here, man. Very close. Imagine too if we hit a Meat Hook Massacre here. This game is completely different. Like, we clean up really nice. But oh well, GG's. On to the next one. Shoot, man, they found every creature in their deck, didn't they? That was wild. That was wild. That would have been the game to have the Meat Hook though, man. The Meat Hook would have definitely saved our hides there. What do we have here? Okay, we got the circuit into a Seeker's Chariot's not terrible. We get to go first, so not a bad keep, I think. Another Seeker's Chariot. I mean, the Shuffler today has been top notch. Top notch on the Shuffler game. All right, no worries though. We do get to, you know, proceed with the Mender, and hopefully, I mean, if we get really, really lucky. I was gonna say if we get really, oh, they're discarding cards. I thought they were killing this. I was gonna say if we get really lucky, we top deck a you know, teleportation circle and we're good to go. So they're reanimating stuff with Teamer. Kind of weird. Big part of me wants to see what the heck's going on in there. I don't think it's smart though. I think if you've got the Asika's Chariot here in this situation, you have to play it, right? Makes the most sense. Let's just get aggressive and look to close. If they're trying to reanimate, we got to shut them down before it's too late. So get aggressive, deal some damage here, I think. Spellbinder does feel a little clunky, I can't lie. It's like a card I don't really feel like playing over the other set of cards. I don't know. Something to think about. I want to see what they discard here, though. This will tell us a little bit more information. When Elemental enters the battlefield, roll a d20. Okay. It's pretty cool. They attack right into the Asika's Chariot, which is a telltale sign that they probably have like a burn down, or a play with fire or something like that. Okay, Beseiju. Interesting. They had something, but they do get me one step closer to the Titan, and I want to make sure I hit my green source to make that happen. So we're gonna go here. Glorious Protector. Interesting. Interesting. It does get us a card draw if I want to exile the Circuit Mender. I want to see what's going on in their hand. I'm just too curious, man. Curiosity killed the cat for sure, because I am very curious on what's in their hand. I want to know what the heck's going on here. All right. Glad I did that, actually, because we were about to get hit with that, and that would have been pretty bad. That puts them at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially 6 mana here. 7. 6, 7. They can actually still do it, technically, if they want to attack into this, which they do. Which I guess is still kind of fine. I draw a card off of it. They lose their Kiki Jiki, which is a pretty powerful card when you're copying creatures. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. That's what I thought. Oh, you're kidding me. This is just such a good card if I find the, the teleportation circle, you know what I mean? That's not bad, but I don't have a black source, unfortunately. All right, we'll go with the chariot. I'm looking for lands though, man. I'm looking for lands off the top here. Would be nice. 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 lands to work with here. Could have got the Titan out this turn had we hit what we needed, and then the reflection of Kiki Jiki's out there still doing its thing, which is pretty messed up. Pretty messed up, man. Just looking for those lands. A double black source would be great. I could do, you know, the meat hook for the 2, at least get rid of the Kiki Jiki and the you know, the other 2/2 goblin. But all right, they get to sacrifice their treasure, which is pretty awesome for them. That's a lot of damage they're dealing too on these attacks. I could kill the original though, which is pretty sweet. All right. Cathartic Pyre is something we have to worry about though, dealing that 3 damage to something. So I guess I can't really kill the elemental, unfortunately. If I try to kill the elemental, they're just going to Cathartic Pyre one of the 2/2s away. They might do it pre-block step, which is kind of strange. Okay, no, they don't. I'm enticing them here to use the Cathartic Pyre on the Asika's Chariot, which I gotta imagine that they're going to want to do that, and then we'll go ahead and just drop another one. I'm looking though to hit this meat hook, man. If I could just find that black source off the top, that'd be nice. They don't kill the Asika's Chariot. Oh my goodness, let's go. Okay. How much damage do I have here? A lot, right? I mean, I have lethal technically. Cathartic Pyre kills something. I've got to imagine they're going to kill the... You know, I'm going to make it to where my Meat Hook Massacre is too big. You know, it hits for too many to save them. They're kind of screwed here, I think. I'm going to attack in here. Even if they blow up the Elite Spellbinder, we're going to have 1, 2... We're going to have 3 creatures here to deal, you know, 3 damage with the Meat Hook. So that should be game. I could do it for 4 just for good measure, but I don't know what the heck that card is. Let's just do it for the 3. Try to close out the game. Keep the Asika's Chariot alive. Yeah, looks like it hits. Nice. GG's. All right. We got the W. Not the most conventional way for our deck to perform, but you know what? A W is a W. A little clunky, but we'll take it. All right, I went ahead and I reset the game real quick. Hopefully that'll take care of some of the audio issues we're getting. I hate this audio bug. It's driving me crazy, but yeah, that last game, not bad. Just not a very conventional way I felt like winning. I would have loved to get some Circuit Mender bounces, obviously. You saw how good that can be, but also, I mean, the Dusk Mangler bounce would be pretty sweet. Getting our opponent completely closed out of the game. Okay, we get to go first with the Gala into the this is like a perfect curve with the Meat Hook backup too. This is solid, very solid. This might actually be like a hand that I would personally build myself if I could choose to start with a hand. So this should be good. Okay, another mono green deck potentially. That's super odd how we just run into that again. Okay. I am going to get the treasure here, and the reason I'm going to grab the treasure is because if we don't hit our 4th land drop, I'm going to really regret not having that there. And here comes some free cards for them, other, you know, free cards or scrying. And I just realized they have 171 cards in their deck. What is going on? All right, I mean, Joran for, you know, the snow stuff makes sense. I'm gonna go Teleportation Circle though all day long here. Let's see. We're gonna bounce the Circuit Mender, obviously. I'd love to get the Dusk Mangler in, so I am gonna elect to go with the treasures again and again until we can get the Dusk Mangler out early. There's a jet flying over my house. My apologies if you can hear that. It's nice to have the Topiary Stomper as well. I would like to find a third, a second green source so I don't have to eat a treasure to play it. That would stink. No blocks. We'll take that. We have so much life gain happening right now. It's not even funny, so I don't really care too much about that. Well, we really missed another land drop here. That's kind of crazy. All right, well, the Stomper comes in. We'll find our second black source just because we need to, the meat hook and whatnot. Create the treasure, of course. Get that down. No attacks. Bounce the Mender again. I could bounce the Stomper, which would then ramp us up even further, but I'd like to keep the card draw going as well. And the life gain. I just think that's too good. I just think it's a little too good, to be honest. Sure, we can make this a little bit bigger, a little more threatening. There's a land drop. Love to see it. This is going to give a 1/1 counter on a creature, a legendary creature. All right. I mean, they're doing their thing pretty well here. I have, though, a Meat Hook Massacre for them. I would love to hit it for, the 4 and kill everything, but doesn't seem like that would be the smarter play. I think getting the Dust Mangler in is just going to be good enough to really put the pressure on him, so. Let's see what's in their hand. We're going to go Gallic Readers into Spellbinder. Look what's in their hand. Treasure all day. And then we get the life gain. Treasure. Let's see what's in their hand. All right, yeah, we'll stop the Ancients from coming out for at least a turn or two. And let's see, we're still gonna go with the Mender bounce here. Teleportation Circle plus Mender. I'm just telling you guys right now. I think those two cards were literally designed for each other. I mean, the life gain is just so beyond busted. All right. Search for Greatness gets to scry again. Don't really care too much because on this next turn is where we really start taking off because we have the Dusk Mangler coming in. And then that's going to force them to sacrifice a creature and discard a card every single turn. So that'll be our game-winning card right there. No blocks. And here's the 1/1 counter, sure. Ooh, a Shy as a problem. Okay, well. There's a debate I'm having in my head internally here. Do I blow up the board before I Mangler? There's a lot of value happening here on this board. Part of me really wants to blow up the board first before I go Mangler play. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Or I could just go Mangler now. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go this play, man. I don't know if it's the right move, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Hopefully it sticks. There is some shenanigans they can play with green, but I don't think any of them is going to, pump their squad up. I mean, there could be some activated and triggered abilities. Yeah, there's Tamios. But you know what, though? That's indestructible. That doesn't actually bypass the Meat Hook Massacre, so that's totally fine. Yeah, they oopsed. They oopsed. I thought maybe they had something there, but thank goodness for us, they didn't. All right, invoke. That's fine. I think that was the right move going for the meat hook first. I think there was just too much value to be had on the board for our opponent, so getting rid of all that stuff seems fine. All right, they're gonna have to discard a card, sacrifice one of these 4/5s, and then they're gonna have to do the exact same thing again, which means that they're gonna be left with nothing on the board after we blink this Dusk Mangler. This is going to be our win con, and it's pretty much unbeatable. Once we get it into the game, as you can see, it's gonna keep our opponents off of any sort of, you know, plays at all. That's it. That should be Jeej. That should be Jeej. Even if they get a creature in right now, like even if they find something great, it has to be sacrificed to the Dusk Mangler every turn. So pretty broken, a pretty broken loop there. Very good way to close a game for sure. Bruh, the Dusk Mangler finish on this deck is crazy. That was wild. That was wild. Glad we got to showcase it, man. That felt good. What do we got here? We got, okay. Yeah, this is doable. I think, by the way, guys, I'm pretty certain I want to cut the Elite Spellbinder. I think I want to cut it for the Graveyard Trespasser to exile some graveyard stuff from our opponents. Also gaining a little bit more life too, maybe. Could be good against Reanimator decks. I don't know. There's other cards I think I want to put in place the Spellbinder. I just don't ever see an opportunity where we're going to choose to bounce that over anything else. All right, I like the environmental sciences here. Find us a green source. Then we can get the Asika's Chariot down on curve. We're up against a Jund deck. That's kind of interesting. What do we got going on here? Oh, looking to make some treasures, are we? Looking to make some treasures. All right, that's fine. I don't really mind. I will block it if it wants to trade. I will absolutely block the Zorn. You know, double treasures is pretty bonkers. Having the teleportation circle here is nice. All right, they're gonna have to play a tap land here. I wonder what the basics are for though, because notice how many basics they're running here. Not a lot of people are typically running this many basics, and then they've also got the Overlook, digging for more basics. So I kind of wonder what that's about. Not sure. Not sure, but I like the circle here, and then no attacks. We blink this. We go find ourselves something from the sideboard that could be helpful. What could that be? I mean, maybe the basic Conjuration could be pretty solid, finding us another creature, maybe a Dusk Mangler. But we don't have a third green source, or we don't have a second green source. Maybe it is just this, so we can find another green source. Because if we find a Titan off the top, we're going to want the mana to actually be able to play it. So finding another green source here is important. It's like the responsible thing to do that you don't really want to do, you know? Excuse me. I'm so tired today. All right, I got to imagine that the Facebreaker is going to attack us and then, you know, get that treasure. It's going to be double the treasures because of Zorn. They say my go? It's your go, brother. How did they even how do you even your go me when it's your turn? That's weird. You shouldn't even have that as an emote, I don't think. That's weird. That's a first I've got. That's the first that I've ever gotten your goat on our opponent's main phase. Very strange. Very strange. It does look like they're trying to think about their next move here, though. They must have something pretty interesting in their hand here. Not having a second red source means there's no Goldspan Dragon coming down this attack, but obviously them creating two treasures can change that, but... Yikes. I was hoping to keep this game a little bit shorter because we are a little bit, you know, we're running a little bit late here, but... All right, so they do go to their attack step here and they scoop. Okay, I don't know what that was about. We were in a really good position anyways to win this game, so I'm pretty happy that we, get the victory here and that it doesn't go too long, because this was kind of a bonus game as far as time goes. But our next couple of plays were going to be pretty amazing. We could have went with the scientist to get a green source, go elite spellbinder, bouncing it, bouncing a Seeker's Chariot. We had a lot of really good play lines there, but ultimately let's go ahead and break this thing down though. That is going to conclude today's gameplay portion of the video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. We're going to break the deck down in full, but before I do that, just want to say huge thank you and appreciation to everyone who did make it this far, because if you did, it helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for that, and I greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's take a look at the deck and explain to you guys just how we put this thing together. So pretty simple. Like I said before, we started out with the Dusk Mangler and Teleportation Circle, a very interesting and powerful combo. And from there, we kind of built the deck outwards with some great ETB effects. Obviously, some clear-cut choices being that, you can use creatures or artifacts. Things like a Seeker's Chariot and Professor Symbology immediately make the cut because they're two very powerful ETB effects and play really well with the Teleportation Circle. But I immediately thought about the Circuit Mender and the fact that when it leaves the battlefield, you draw a card. And this particular card is pretty wild because it's not when it dies, it's when it, leaves the battlefield, which, as you saw, works really well with the Teleportation Circle. Another interesting card you might have seen in the deck that you might want a little more, follow up on is Glorious Protector. Now, this card is sweet because let's say we go up against a control deck and we have a board full of really great creatures we're trying to bounce. Well, if they try to sweep up the board, the Glorious Protector can then come in, exile every single one of our creatures, and then the Glorious Protector would die, then releasing all of those creatures back onto the battlefield to then get our, triggers again, which is really wild. And you could do it with the Seeker's Chariot as well, because you can crew the Seeker's Chariot on that, whatever it may be, Doomscar. You can crew this up, play the Glorious Protector out, bounce the Seeker's Chariot with all your other tools. It's so good. It actually plays really well in those situations. Now, we didn't see a lot of those, sweeper decks, in today's video, but you saw that this could just be a really good beatdown as well. But also you can, exile all of your creatures and then bounce your own protector with the Teleportation Circle, then releasing those creatures as well. So there's some really cool triggers you can do with the Glorious Protector. I think it's a really great addition to today's deck. We have the Stomper as well, which I thought was great because we can bounce this and get a lot of mana if we need it to get to our bigger spells. And then Meathook Massacre was a late addition to the deck, but there were a lot of decks that were really fast and went extremely wide. And, Meathook Massacre is just a great way to clean that up. Gallag Readers, you saw how good that can be. It was pretty solid for the deck as well. One card that I didn't really like in a deck was Spellbinder. It just didn't seem to have a whole lot of targets or plays where I felt super comfortable with it. So if you guys want to replace that card, I absolutely understand. Enter the battlefield triggers is a good thing you can look up on your filters, and then from there you can choose your creatures and artifacts. That's kind of how we started this deck out, and we kind of went through here and took a good look through everything. But there's a lot of really good choices you can do. You can get more value with things like Spirited Companion. I actually considered playing the Specialist as well, which is pretty interesting because if you bounce the Specialist, whatever card it gets back from the graveyard, it then frees itself up to be able to attack. So there's some pretty interesting things you can do. Another thing you could do is, go for some discarding plays with the Acquisitions Expert. You could also even, what I was really considering playing was the Graveyard Trespasser, so we can hit their graveyard a bunch of times, exiling their cards, not allowing them to get any sort of graveyard synergies going. But the choices are kind of endless with this deck, and I think you can find a lot of success in this deck, and even mix it up and make it even better. So by all means, if you guys have any ideas on how to make this better, let me know in the down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, there's a sideboard: Environmental Sciences, Reduced Memory, Basic Conjuration, Containment Breach, Prophecy, and Mascot. Some classics in there. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas on how to make the deck better, by all means, leave it down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But today's deck was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy Friday to you. And we're also going to be, posting our next video on Monday, so be on the lookout for that. If you don't have the notifications turned on, I suggest doing that. It'll help you out a lot with when we post our videos. And then lastly, guys, huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. As always, the Marty Mob is the membership program here on the channel, and these people help support the channel through their memberships. And I got to say, huge shout out and thank you to them at the end of every video, because I cannot tell you how much I appreciate these people and how much they mean to me, and they mean to the channel, honestly, and the growth of this channel. So thank you to them. I appreciate that a lot. And with that being said, guys, again, we'll see you guys back here on Monday. hopefully with some new fresh content, some cool decks. And thanks again for everybody who's watched today's video, as well as the people who subscribed and liked and all that good stuff. I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't say it enough, but thank you for everything. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the Mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.